Good morning, students of class 10. Welcome back to the online classes now. Today we are doing economics, the sectors of the Indian economy. In our previous class we have talked about primary, secondary and tertiary sectors. Now here we will talk about comparing the three sectors. In this we are coming to the last, comparing the three sectors. Which sector will produce what amount of or what value products, or the products that estimated the high value. So we'll talk about comparing the three sectors. More are there. The value of final goods and services produced in each sector, such as primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector, the services and goods produced there, its value is added, not intermediate values, but the final value is added. Goods and services produced in each sector during a particular year, provides, it will give you the total production of the sector for that year. So in each year, primary sector produces certain goods and services, secondary produces certain, and the tertiary produces certain final goods and services. Then it is collected, all the information is collected and it is calculated, it is combined. So now the sum is, after combining primary, secondary and tertiary, the final goods and services produced in each sector, then it is combined. The sum of production in the three sectors gives the gross domestic product, that is called GDP, the GDP of a country. It gives the gross domestic product, that is GDP of a country. So what is GDP? GDP is the sum total of goods and services produced in all three sectors. The total, all three sectors, the sum total of all three sectors, final goods and services produced in a country, that is called gross domestic product. This GDP, this gross domestic product, shows how big the economy of a country is, whether the country is economically strong or economically weak, developed, developing, underdeveloped. It is estimated that. So because of this GDP, and there are other factors also, per capita income, that is also there, we will talk about later on, but right now we are talking about GDP. The GDP shows how big the economy of a country is. It shows the bigger the economy, greater the economy, higher the economy, more development takes place, more industries, more goods and services are produced. So you can see that. In India, who calculates this GDP? Who takes the steps? Who is engaged to calculate or collect the information of this goods and services produced in a country? Let's see now. In India, the task of measuring, calculating GDP is taken by a central government ministry. A central government ministry is appointed. There are many members there. It is an organization, you can say that. It's a group. So this group, the government ministry, this group is called a ministry. They will take the responsibility. They will take the task of calculating. How they will calculate? Will they go from each one factory to another factory and from each place to another place? They keep on moving around? No, they do not go. They do not move around. Rather, they collect information. They ask the information from various sectors, from each state, from each locality, from each region. They collect the information. With the help of various departments, state government departments, with the help of various departments of all the Indian states, they have different departments such as education, agriculture, uske other transport. There are many, mining, so many. There are various departments. with the help of various departments of all the Indian states and union territories. They collect informations from each and every department. The ministry collects information. The union ministry collect information from every school, from every colleges, universities, from every industries, from every business hubs, transport, communication, tourism, mining, agriculture, forestry, from everywhere they collect informations from every state and union territory relating to total volume of goods and services produced and their values. Relating to the goods and services produced in each sector, in each department, it is collected, whether in a primary sector, whether it is in a secondary sector, whether it is in a tertiary sector. They collect all kinds of informations, whether goods and services, how much they are produced, and their values are added, then estimate the GDP. The union ministry then calculate and estimate the values, and the GDP is formed. The GDP of a country is calculated in this way. So in our next class we'll talk about historical change in sectors. Historical change. Previously, you can see that just with one line you can understand. Previously, most of the people now, they used to work in the field as farming. But now, after getting education, they do not go to the field and do farming. They want to work in the offices. They want to do some service or jobs. So you can see the territory. So historical change, as more and more education is being provided to the students or the children, they do not like to go to the primary. Now they would like to go to the secondary or tertiary sectors. Previously, due to lack of education, most of the people, they used to work in the primary sector. So you can see that. Now historical change, we'll talk about that in our next class. In our next class we'll talk about historical change in the sectors, various sectors. Previously, the primary sector used to produce lots of goods and services. Now, the secondary and tertiary used to produce more goods and services. Now, at present, tertiary is the topmost. It provides various jobs, so to the people, such as transportation, banking, insurance, lawyers, doctors, professors, teachers. They all go to the tertiary sectors. So here, services are produced. It is a service sector. So now we'll talk about historical change in our next one. Till then, you'll stay safe, go through online portal every day, and don't waste your time. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. That's all.